first ever video annual report. This year has been nothing short of tumultuous. COVID-19 has continued to unearth all of the issues that we continue to face, from our healthcare system to voter access, climate change, to all of the racial disparities that continue to divide us. All of us could have stayed in bed every single morning, and some days we did after seeing the news. Our Ignite community stepped up in ways only determined young women can. And thanks to each and every one of you, we have reached an incredible milestone of training 20,000 young women since Ann founded Ignite in 2010. As you'll hear in the report, Ignite has made a massive impact in young women across the country. In June, I had the great honor and privilege of stepping into the CEO role and taking Ignite to our next chapter, ultimately seeing Ann's vision come to life. My tenure kicked off with the announcement that Ignite won the Equality Can't Wait Challenge. Woo! The infusion of $4 million into our movement over the next 3 years affords us this opportunity to think more boldly about how young women can truly shift political power in this country. What you're about to see is just that, and all the ways in which Ignite is shifting the headlines and uplifting the stories and voices of our young women. Now we'll head into our first conversation with two young women who dedicated countless hours in 2020 to get first-time voters to the polls. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to have Manali Bhakta and Lauren Walter join us. And both of you, I can't even count how many voters that you both mobilized in person, virtually, and everything in between. We know that Gen Z really turned out the vote in a number of different ways in 2020. What was going on in January of 2021?
You know, your peer encouraging you to vote, it made it more likely for others to vote when they saw or they heard that message from people that they knew. You didn't vote yet? What's your plan? Can I help you out? And then also just taking that a step further and saying, hey, what does your vote mean? Your vote means that you can make a decision on who's going to represent you and who's going to possibly make those really important decisions in the future for you.
So this was happening, especially, the George Floyd protests and the long overdue reckoning of racial injustice in this country right around the time of the election. What I noticed as a field organizer is, unfortunately, different marginalized communities or underrepresented communities, they feel very disconnected from politics because they feel as if they're not being represented or their values just don't align.
Enough is enough. We're really tired of what's going on. And I think that energy and that anger, honestly, was really motivated people to the polls. And I think a lot of organizations, including Ignite, really made an effort to not only talk about the issues, but then have the opportunity to really assess where we can take action and where we can be change makers in our own future.
We do have so much power and so much agency to hold our elected officials accountable, whether it's, voting or protesting or trying to do legislative advocacy work. We are the future of this country.
Thank you both so much. I feel like our country is in such good hands with the two of you leading in your particular communities, and I just can't wait to see where you continue to grow and excel in both of your roles as political actors in this country. Now I'm pleased to turn it over to our policy director, Jocelyn Yao, who will share how young women showed up as advocates this past year, truly championing policy change.
Hi, everyone. This past legislative cycle, young women personally met with legislators via Zoom, text messages, wrote letters and emails, and some even traveled to their state capitals and city hall to personally testify on behalf of policy changes that matter most to their communities. In Georgia and California, young women successfully championed menstrual equity policies. As a result of these efforts, Georgia passed a law to ensure that public schools in low-income areas across the state will receive $1.25 million to address period poverty. And here in California, AB 367, a bill that was just signed into law by the governor, will ensure free menstrual products are available at all public schools and colleges. And as we know, the legislative process can be slow and messy, but Ignite Young Women are in it for the long haul. And together, we sent more than 1,600 emails and letters to over 200 legislators across the country for the passage of policies like removing the deadline for the ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment, the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, and John Lewis Voting Rights Amendment Act. And 100% of these young women reported that they know how to use their voice to advocate for issues that matter most to them after our Ignite training. Our impact as advocates is having a powerful, lasting effect in communities across the country.
At Ignite this next year, we're expanding what it means to be a political leader beyond just a candidate and an elected. Political leaders are policymakers, campaign operatives, commissioners, organizers, and voters. Why? Because each of these roles hold incredible opportunities to make lasting change for our democracy.
Hey y'all, my name's Jess. I'm the current Austin Fellow for Ignite National and former co-chair of the College Student Commission for 2 years, where I was responsible for advising the City Council on issues that impact the 150,000 plus college students in Austin, Texas. During my time on the commission, I wrote a grant program recommendation to fund food insecurity services on college campuses, and it recently got picked up and allotted $50,000 over the next 2 years. I'm proud of the impact I've made on my community as a commissioner, and I'm proud to be a part of the Ignite Network. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, my name is Katie Chen. My role as a delegate is to review California policies such as AB 1400. AB 1400 is CalCare, and what CalCare is that it's single-payer healthcare for every resident within the state of California. So regardless of your status within this country, regardless of your race, religion, background, etc., everyone within the state of California will receive healthcare.
Hi, my name is Maggie and I was a Columbus Ignite Fellow in 2020. I had the pleasure of working with Ignite's Power to the People program, where I organized around a ballot initiative to create a civilian police review board here in Columbus. We created an educational panel with seasoned activists and community organizers to talk about what this review board is going to be doing and what else we as residents can do to make our communities safe and more just. The ballot initiative actually passed last November, and now we have an active 11-person board who is initiating, reviewing, and directing investigations of police misconduct and excessive force in our communities. However, I'm still looking forward to the day when some of our Ignite sisters are going to be serving on that board.
Ignite is growing every single day. Over the past year, we have grown to nearly 20 full-time staff members. Our powerhouse team has led over 500 events, training thousands of young women across 36 states online. We are so excited to get back into in-person programming and hope to see you at an event in 2022. Thank you again for joining us to reflect and celebrate our impact from the past year. As we head into the midterms and beyond, Ignite will be hyper-focused on how we can play our part in training the next generation of political leaders and actors. The stories you heard are just the tip of the iceberg. When you hear the headlines on the news, think about the impact that you have made on Ignite Young Women. Thank you again so much for your steadfast support of Ignite. Together, we can all play our part to flood the pipeline and shift the power dynamics in this country.
JPMorgan Chase is proud to partner with Ignite to inspire the next generation of young female leaders. We're thrilled to expand our relationship to continue to reach young women across the country with essential financial health knowledge that will help them to kickstart their careers as engaged and active political leaders.
I'm really really passionate about developing my leadership skills,
empowering people in our communities to see themselves as leaders,
and really making sure that we're bringing everyone into the conversation in order to move forward.
I'm glad that we're at a stage of reinvention. I'm glad that we're at a stage of improvement, wanting to see our society better, and I just hope to contribute to that in the next year.